Therefore, at the very least, considering the history, considering the documents they had, at the very least, the residents should have been given a chance to present their case. A careful judicial examination should have been taking place, but instead of all of that, the
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. I have been tasked with presenting the findings of our visit, and I'll try to be very brief. First of all, it's important to underline that we hadn't gone on a large-scale fact-finding mission. We had certainly not gone with any program of mobilizing or anything like that. We had simply gone on a mission to try to listen and understand, and listen especially to the families that have been evicted in various eviction drives over the last 2 months. We had intended to go to Gwalpada, as the other speakers have told you, because in the last 2 months, 2 major eviction drives had been carried out in the district, and on the day that we landed in Assam, a third eviction drive, almost unplanned and unscheduled, started to take place. As I said, in Gwalpada, these 3 eviction drives include Hasila Beel under the Balijana Circle, which took place on 16th June 2025.
Included their names in the 1951 NRC, voters list from 1950s and 70s, various other land documents like Toji or land tax or fines, and their own identity cards, as well as their inclusion in the 2019 NRC. Similarly, in Ashilubi village, they were able to show us documents going back at least 60 years, including some pattas which were from 1962, and it was very clear that a lot of these land were part of a zamindari system, which after the abolition of zamindari came into their possession, and there is a whole process, there is a whole history why they came to be on the land, and Bangladesh is nowhere part of that history. It's important to see that all of these, almost all of the people living on that land in Hasirabi and Nashidubi are actually victims of a climate emergency. They are climate refugees who settled on that land after they lost their homes to riverbank erosion and to flooding, which is again a very common phenomena in Assam. It is a very Assamese problem because of which they were living on that land. There was no external force. Therefore, at the very least, considering the history, considering the documents they had, at the very least, the residents should have been given a chance to present their case. A careful judicial examination should have been taking place, but instead of all of that, the administration went ahead and demolished their houses. And not just their houses. Apart from the homes of over 1600 families, these evictions also led to the destruction of schools that were built by the government, Anganwadis that were built by the government, water sanitation schemes and water schemes, other similar schemes that were built by the government, public institutions like mosques and madrasas. So essentially, what we have been seeing, what our brief visit told us, and you should be able to read more about it in the brief report which we've prepared. You can get it by scanning the QR code here, or some print copies also we have. But what we were able to see is that this is a systematic pattern where no due process is being followed, where clearly the identity of the residents is being targeted. Because they are Muslim, their houses are being evicted, and it is being used as a tool to create division at the cost of the lives of extremely poor families and their access to basic services and amenities and their livelihoods. Thank you.